Welcome to another episode, everyone. C-Star from Rolling 40's Crip had a message for me, the big fella. He made a video a couple of days ago, or yesterday or so, I don't know. My guy Bone, shout out to Bone. He has a YouTube channel called Food and Felons. I don't think he's been on the channel lately. He's on Tubi now. He's too big for YouTube. Shout out to Bone. He sent me actually, he didn't send me the video. He sent me a picture of it, like a screenshot of it. And then this was last night. I didn't check it out. I wasn't even gonna check it out. I wasn't gonna react to it or anything. Actually, I did check it out a little while ago this morning. I said, well, let me see what he had to say because I ain't worried about it. I don't have no smut on me. I don't have no smut on my name. I'm not hiding from anybody. I stood tall from start to finish. If anyone says anything different, they're lying. They will not be able to back it up. They will not be able to prove it. Ask them where. Where was you at when this happened? High Desert, when he was in Corcoran, when he was in Centinela, when he was in the county jail. What did he do at what time that was bad? And who else was there? Prove this. It's not going to happen, bro. So I ain't worried about it. Anyway, let's get into, so this is C-Star. Again, from Rolling 40. So he says that we were in a cell together in the Los Angeles County Jail. And that I'm acting like I don't remember this. And that I'm putting his name all in my titles and all this and that or something. I put his name in my title, I believe, one time when he made a content about Treyway 6K. Him and B Braves got on, on a live or whatever. And broke the story, if you will, about Treyway 6K, and I reacted to that. I responded to that. Other than that, I never did any content on him, so I don't know exactly. But he's talking about his homies a little bit first. I guess one of his homies is hating on him or something about something. So he's on that. Then he gets into my situation, so we pretty much gonna get right to that.
Haters for real. And I ain't even gonna cap it just like that, straight up. Not sugarcoating it, I'm done sugarcoating it. The homies is the biggest haters. Your homies is your haters on Hood. That's just that. And with that being said, I'm done with that topic, but on Hood Crip, the next thing I want to address is the big fella or whatever, Damion Porter. On 14, he got me all in the titles like we was not cellies before. We were definitely cellies in 22, 24, and I never wanted to speak on this because I had to confirm it first before I put it all together. We wasn't cellies for long, but he came down from prison and landed in the cell with me. The homie Shady Avalon get up on me like, look, bro, the homie just came. He from Hoover, though. From 11 Deuce and on Hood.
True that. Everybody know that. Now, when I went to the penitentiary, when I was in the county jail before, you wouldn't have had to tell him who I was or where I was from. Believe me. But I had been in the pen for some years. I had been gone, and then I came back down. These dudes that just got there, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. They hadn't been there. They wasn't there in my time and in my era. But I came down from the penitentiary. This is all true. Shady A from Avalon, he was there. I did go to 2224. Shady A from Avalon was there running the module with some other dude. I forget who he was. He was okay. But I've been knowing Shady A for some time now. And yeah, I did. I came down with it. I came down with a sack. And I was trying to give it to all the brothers, making sure the brothers got what I had. Shady A, he was running the module. And as I said, that was my guy. And when I went in the cell, from my recollection, I went in the cell with I may have went somewhere first, on the other side of the module or something. I don't know, but I went in the cell with a Damo, little chubby dude. I forget his name. But I remember him. He had told me about his case. He was stressed out. His case was crazy. And he ended up squabbling with another blood that had came in the cell with us. And there was some other dudes from neighborhood on the tier. But okay, let's continue.
Got it. Like, just let him in the cell because we finna figure this out. And then as we figure this out, On the hood, we figure out where he going or how we gonna go about it or whatever the case may be. You know, rolling. Damion Porter bought my first prison phone, keep it hood. Whatever he came down with was enough money for me to make it to prison and get my phone immediately. I already took my time when he came. We was only selling for about 2 days, but he figured it. He came and he helped me figure out a lane, you feel me, and went on to reception off him on the dead and made it make sense on the hood, all off of what he gave me as a youngster though on the hood. I done made about $5,000 to $7,000 of how he came down from the pen and he telling us everything. How he used to play for the Raiders or the practice squad or whatever the case may be. Did a little stretch though, and cuz big as a joint on the dead homies in person, cuz it's for sure every bit about 6'5", 6'6", and 300. Big old dude for sure on the hood. Humble as ever though on the dead homies. Put thousands in J Hood pocket. Put about 20,000 in Shady Avalon pocket for sure, easily on hood. No cap on the dead homies. Cuz came down there and like had it going on, and he didn't want too much of nothing for.
And I don't. And he mentioned J Hood. I guess he talking about the J Hood. And as I said, my young homie told me that I should remember J Hood. That he was in the county jail when I was there in He said in Wayside though. So I guess J Hood was there as well in 22, 24 when I came down from the pen. I do not recall it, but I did hear his name. I do remember hearing J Hood's name, bro. When I think about it, I've been thinking and thinking. When the homie told me, no, you should remember him in Wayside, this and that. But I probably did actually even see J Hood or something when I went down there from the pen. I don't know, but so I guess he was in the module. He just said I put thousands in J Hood pocket as well. I looked out for Shady A. I made sure he was straight. And a lot of other brothers in the module, that was what I wanted to do when I came down. It was really foolish of me though, because I was coming down from prison to get time knocked off. They called me back down to court. And when I went to court, they knocked off the time. When I went inside of the courtroom, I knew that they was going to knock it off. I knew it. I knew I had a chance. My parole date, as I sit here today, was in 2031. I had already maxed out. I maxed out. My parole date, I was supposed to be out in 2029, but then I maxed out. So my parole date was 2031. Next month, April 19th, it'll be 4 years that I've been home. So I'm still supposed to be in prison for that whole 4 years that I've been home with another 5 years to go. My parole date was 2031. This is 2026, of course. I still have 5 more years to go in prison as I sit here today. But when I went inside the courtroom, when I was down in the county jail that he's referring to, when I came down from the pen, I got called down to court. That's a whole nother story. I can get into that, why I got called down, how I got the time knocked off. But I went in that courtroom and the judge knocked off the time. I know it, the judge, Craig Vills in CB Department 122, he, my mother had missed one court date. I fought the case that I was in there on for 4 years. My mother had missed one court date when she got sick, my second month in there. So it was like right away. She got sick. My little sister had to take care of her. She could not come. There's no way she could have made it. She had to call off work and all that. And she made sure my sister and my girl at the time, she called them, made sure that they came to court. She didn't want me to go in there by myself. She was upset that she couldn't make it. Out of the 4 years that I was fighting that case, that's the only court date that my mother missed when it was impossible for her to make it. That's the only court date that she ever missed. So the judge was used to seeing my mother in the courtroom. They even had a rapport, if you will. So when I went into court, my mother had already passed away. I went into court and they called me down in September of 2019. And my mother passed away in April 26th. That's coming up too, of 2018. So she wasn't in there. Fuck. Fuck. My bad. My bad, y'all. My bad. My bad, y'all. So my mom wasn't in there. So that helped, with the judge. She was in there, of course. She willed me through that whole situation. So she was in there. So he knocked off 10 years, the judge did. Bam. That's why I'm here now. That's how I'm here right now. That's how I'm free right now. My parole date, as I said, 2031. So, but when I went down there 22, 24, like I said, I went in cell with a Damion. I forget who else was in the cell. I guess C-Star was in there. I'm not saying he lying about anything. He's certainly right about everything so far. Shady A was there. I had this stuff. I went to 22, 24. So, but he said that I'm putting his name in my titles as if I don't know that we were in the cell together. Bro, I didn't know that. I didn't remember. You know what I'm saying? He said it was 2 days. He got this mask on. I can see that he's light-skinned or whatever. Other than that, I can't even tell you what he looks like. So no, I don't, if I only seen him a couple times, even on the channel, I don't watch his channel or anything. No disrespect. I be running my own content. I caught wind. I knew where he was. I remember Aunt Hefe mentioning him some months back or something, whatever they had going. But until he did the content on Treyway 6K, I hadn't, got involved in, never mentioned him or did any content or nothing like that on him. So that's why I was like, he said I mentioned him one time in when I reacted to the video that he did on Treyway or whatever. But anyway, so it's all good. Shout out to C-Star, bro. If I remembered that I was in a cell with him, I would say that. Why not? I ain't did nothing wrong. It's not like he got some smut on me. It's not like he can expose me about something. You feel me? So I ain't got in the high. Can't nobody expose me or about nothing. I stayed down. Feel me? From start to finish, period. That's it. I know this. I walk around, I let my fucking nuts hang. I walk around with my shit hanging. I didn't go to no 50-50 yard. I didn't PC up. When the odds were stacked against me, I came out swinging every time. Even when it was hard to do it. I stood strong, period. So that's it. I ain't got no, so I just didn't remember. He said we was in the cell together for 2 days. And he has a mask on. Okay, I mean, I ran across all kind of people. Of course, as you can imagine, I did over 30 years behind bars, unfortunately. So yeah, okay. Yeah. Anyway, shout out to C-Star. I just didn't remember. I'm glad I was able to look out for you, bro. I'm glad I helped buy your phone when you got to prison. Seriously, I mean, I'm glad I was able to look out for Shady A and everyone else that I was able to look out for. But I was saying though, that's how I got on the whole thing, that it was foolish for me to have that stuff on me because I was coming down to get time knocked off. I knew that's what I was coming down for. And then right after I left the county jail, I found out they did a little raid right there in the mountain, right there on the chair, right there in this cell that I was in. I used to have the stuff out, not even put up like a fool. I'm down there to get time knocked off. It was foolish, man. I was really blessed to get away with all of that stuff and to be home now, as I said. Supposed to be in there with 5 more years to go on these miserable ass yards, man. I don't want nobody there, including C-Star, including Baby B. Braves. What? He killed 1 million Hoovers. You want him free too? Let him out of there, man. I don't want no brother in there. We've been through enough in this country. Some of us are misled and misguided. That's all. They're still my brothers. Whether they know it or not, that's okay. I know it. That's all that matters. I know it. They'll know it soon enough. They'll find out, bro. Got to be patient with them.
The way he had us down there living, I was there for about a couple more months, and on Hood Crip, we ran it up strictly off of Mr. Damion Porter on 40's Street. Besides the fact he from Hoover, I'm from neighborhood, whatever the case may be, I'm gonna keep it hood. There wasn't no gang tripping going on. Like I said, he came down and got us right on the hood. He gave us everything, every on Hooster. So on Hood Crip, it made sense for me, and on Hood Crip, I respect and I salute that. But on West Side, it's like, God, man, you trying your hardest to just get up there and jump out the gym and lie about something like, oh, I said this, that, X, Y, and Z, and it was like a bunch of lies told on your part, and I ain't with that for real. That was kind of crazy to me, but like I said, we're not starting this. Not no problem. It's just addressing the facts. I wasn't 100% sure when I seen him, though. I'm like, that gotta be old boy on the hood.
Yeah, it gotta be me. I'm not that forgettable. People remember. I don't know how he didn't notice. He said he had to confirm it that it was me. I still can't confirm anything. He has his mask on, bro. But I'm not sure what he's talking about. I lied about. I've never ran any content on him except for that one time, as I said. So I guess he's saying that I lied about what he said about Treyway 6K. I don't see how I played the video and reacted to it in real time. So I don't see how I lied about anything. I'm reacting to what's coming out of his mouth. I don't lie about anything in my content. Ever. Whatever I say happened, that's how it happened, bro. Trust me. That's just how I am. Even in my personal life and my personal relationships. People tell me, man, you ain't got to just, you're brutally honest. Man, don't ask me if you don't want the truth. I'm telling you. I don't care who it is. So I'm not sure what he's talking about there because I'd be keeping it real. But
it took me to confirm that, to even put that out. Like, I know exactly who you are. You know exactly who I am on the hood. But like I said, shout out to him. He helped me buy my very first prison phone. And I got a phone in prison, like on the hood. I made it to the line. On the hood, the homies pulled up on me, let me make a phone call. And on FC, the very next morning, I had a phone sliding up under my door immediately. Like, that's the way my term been going in. That's like 100% fact on the hood. So I'm just a different breed, I guess, and I'm all about the truth. Like, I'm not finna jump out the gym. I'm not telling no false narrative on no man. I'm not calling nobody a buster that wasn't really a buster on the hood. I don't care where you from, what you got going on. As long as you was trooping the right way, I'ma salute you, because at the end of the day, in this day and age, it's really like the real versus the fake on the hood. And they so like, it's just a different breed out there that be like, I don't relate to those, none. And on West Side 40's, I'm just like, I don't know, it's just like on hood, I just know I'm different for sure. 40th, and it's just my last message to whoever thought they was out there and could call into the system and have something speak on me or whatever y'all thought y'all was doing on FC. I'ma just say this, your voice not heard in here. There's nobody. Clear your allegations up before you ever thought you was gonna come for me. 40 this, 40 that, the Vernon Avenue.
Spody face, long live 3JB. Sunset August 13th, 2016. Rest in peace to that brother. We've lost so many. All right, there you have it. C-Star, 40's Crip. said we were in the cell together. He has no reason to lie. I don't remember him, or I would have said it or whatever. But I'm sure that did happen because everything else he said was dead on. I came down. I was in 22-24. Shady A was there. I don't remember J Hood either, though, like I said. But and I did have his stuff on me and all that. So he's right. So I guess we were in the cell a couple of days. But like I said, he has the mask on. And it was just a couple of days. I didn't remember, bro. That's all. I'm not trying to hide the fact that we were in the cell together. Why? Why would I do that? Why would I do that? I can tell you everybody I was in the county jail with, I was in the cell with. Everybody. And they can all tell you about me. Everybody I was in the modules with me. Well, I ain't got nothing to hide about no damn county jail for sure. Or no prison. None of that. No, sir. So, if I didn't mention that or whatever, it's not because I was trying to avoid it or avoid the topic. I say all the time, or so-and-so, my boy, I was in the cell with so-and-so. Ooh, that's the homie, Yeah. You can talk to them people about me. I'm mentioning their names. Check in on me. I ain't got no reason. Bro, So anyway, I just didn't know who he was. I didn't recall him, but I'm glad I was able to help him get his phone, as I said. Shout out to him. Shout out to C-Star, bro. Keep doing it. I don't care about where you from. I've long since been beyond that, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. Get free. Stay free. Focus on your freedom. Focus on getting home. When I was in there, only thing I thought about was freedom and how I was going to get out. That's it. I'm talking about from the time I woke up until the time I went to bed. And from the day I went to the county jail, I kept telling my mother and everyone else I was not going to get life for this case. They kept trying to give me life, and I kept telling them I'm not getting life. It's not going to happen. I'm going to fight you all tooth and nail. You're not going to take my life. It's not going to happen. And it did not. Rest in peace, mama. Stay safe and stay free, people.